Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I thought we'd switch it up a little bit. Instead of talking about the normal content I post on here, I want to take a second and talk about this Python video. I mean, this thing is spreading through the internet like wildfire, almost posted daily into Facebook groups. It is insane. I mean, you could say it's almost as popular as another infamous Retic bite video that we're thinking of. With the popularity of this video comes a lot of outrage from the community. People are not happy that this video is gaining so much traction and being shared all over the place just because of what a negative light it shines on in the hobby. It's pretty much gotten to the point of popularity where it almost looks like the poster child of reptile keepers in 2020, and that is not a good look for us. So today we are going to rewatch this video where I'm going to give some critique and some advice on all the things she could have done to prevent this bite. Two disclaimers I want to say before we get this video started. Number one, I do not know who this person is. I do not know who they're affiliated with. As far as business goes, I really don't have any outside information on anything about this person. And furthermore, I'm not here to criticize this person personally, simply the actions that I have seen in this video. Number two, just to give some credentials, I guess, of who I am. I'm just saying, I'm not some Joe Schmo that has a corn snake for a couple months in making this video. I have snake experience with a number of different species, ranging from different species of colubrids, ball pythons, common boas, emerald tree boas, carpet pythons, just a multitude of different snakes that I've been dealing with for a number of years now. I don't own Retics personally, just due to their legal status here in Maine. I do have many years of experience with a number of different snakes. With all that out of the way, let's get started and let's watch this video. Okay, real quick, my OBS is down. It for some reason isn't working for me, and since then this video is actually on private, so I can't rip it through and download it to get this nice B-roll, so I could put in this little square right here. So I am going to be complete trash and record it through my camera off the laptop. I'm so sorry for the quality. It's probably not going to be that great. And then secondly, cut me some slack. This is the first time I've done this reaction type video, so the pauses might be a little rough and things like that. Just, a little slack would be great. So first thing, even before getting into this video, we have this nice thumbnail here that they were kind enough to put for the video. You can see in the corner that seems to be, from what I can tell, a rat breeding rack. Never a good idea to have a rat breeding rack, what is that, let's say 10, 15 feet away from your retic enclosure. That scent's just going to be everywhere. Rats are a very smelly animal. That scent's going to be everywhere, and that's definitely going to drive a feeding response out of a retic.
Right, so this is the python I was telling you about. We're gonna see how.
First thing, a couple seconds into this video, why is it an aquarium? I mean, again, I don't know if this is some sort of like rescue operation. I can see it's snake catcher. From the title of who posted this, so I'm assuming it's some sort of rescue situation, but at the same time, I mean, if you're saying this is 11-foot retic like in the title, why are you putting it in an aquarium? I mean, there is no aquarium big enough for an 11-foot retic. I don't care if it's a 300-gallon aquarium. Snakes do not belong in aquariums, especially large constrictors like a retic. Furthermore, just a little more critiques, I guess, in husbandry, not really snake behavior. I see, of course, open screen lid. It seems you have a part of it, maybe 20% of it covered on some sort of plastic wrap, I assume. You can see later in the video that's definitely not doing the job. Definitely needs some sort of bump in humidity because we'll go a little further and then I'll get more into that. Again, looks like she has so many cage clips. That is a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot of cage clips, man. Here, we're gonna pause it again real quick. Already, man, I would already be curious, or not really curious, off-put by the snake. You can already see it climbing towards the aquarium. This thing is already, you can tell as you see on the description of this video, the snake is already in a feeding response, and that is just something I would already be cautious right here. So many cage clips. Oh, okay, right here. This is the big thing. I don't know what she's doing right here. You can see a snake hook. You see the snake hook right on the table right there. Why does she not have her tool ready? Why is she? You can already see, like I said, where you should already be cautious. That animal's obviously in a feeding state. That animal's right there, ready for that cage to open, ready to dart out as it just did. You should have your tool ready right there to you should have your tool ready right there to tap the animal to try to knock it out of that feeding response, because as you can tell, that snake is ready right there. I remember the first time when I saw this part, I jumped back because I was like, holy shit, this snake is ready and you're just kind of like right there. Again, I don't know what more I can really, I guess like the main factors here is when you're dealing with snakes like this, always have your tools ready and have it ready on hand, especially for the snake that's exhibiting a feeding response like she said. She's saying she's trying, the description says, and I don't, I'm gonna allegedly says that it's saying, she's trying to feed the snake. I don't see a rodent anywhere. Anywhere on screen or towards the entire time. I could be wrong and maybe I'm missing it, but I don't see one. Furthermore, again, just, yeah, gotta have those tools, man. That snake was definitely in a feeding response. It says it's in a feeding response. Why would you put your hand right there? That's not just, it's frustrating. That is, Retic's snakes don't come out because they want to say hi. I mean, she literally she gave that snake right there. We're gonna replay. Let's rewind a couple seconds right here. Let's go back just slightly. That snake comes right out and she gives the hand to the snake right there. Just gives the hand right. Here you go. Here's your meal. Nerds, I can think of a very specific nerd shirt that would be perfect for this woman.
Okay, well.
Need a hand?
No, I'm gonna talk Crystal. Hopefully.
Just to point something out real quick that I did not before, going back to the aquarium, how it should have more coverage, that snake has a complete blown out shed. You can see snug shed everywhere. You're going to see it a little more often if you haven't seen this video already, as they're trying to get the snake off of her. They're just snake shed is just going everywhere. You can see it just in this screen right here. You can see just shed everywhere in the enclosure. Definitely need to bump that humidity up. Again, this is supposed to be more about the bite itself, but I can't help but say why. I mean, why is the snake in an aquarium? Obviously, it's definitely not the proper size, and you're definitely not getting proper humidity, as you can tell with the state that the snake is shedding.
Can I continue filming?
So the first part, she's trying to get it off in the aquarium. You should really pull the snake out, as she does in a couple of seconds. Ah, man.
Okay, no, I need to get the other end.
I mean, just real quick, although she did do things, this is definitely a very scary situation. I've had snake bites in the past. They're not fun. It is, and definitely is something that I've never had something invoke from a feeding response, because I always make sure that I break the snake out of that response. But of course, for accidents happen every day, and this is a very frightening situation. I'm definitely not trying to downplay this. I'm laughing because I don't really know how to react to this content. It's very frustrating. Definitely there were mistakes, as I've already pointed out, but that's definitely not to downplay that this is a very scary situation to have this large of a snake wrapped around you. It's definitely something where I understand where these people, there is a little bit of an anxiety-ridden, heart-pounding situation that you could say it is to be taken seriously. Alright, so now they're trying to pull it out. It's really the best thing you can do. And like I said earlier, you can see just the stuck shed everywhere, man. Oh man, it is clamped down right on her wrist.
I need you to unwrap her from my shoulder, please. Okay.
I mean, just the muscular power that Retics have, it's insane the amount of just the strength that these snakes have, especially in these larger constrictors. I can tell, I mean, this can be very painful, not only the bite itself, but also just constricting on a body part. I can imagine it's a painful experience.
My rig is, so get the snake hook, see if you can get it.
So here we go, we're using the snake hook, should have been done a few minutes ago, but
Oh
my god, so she's trying to pry the snake.
Yes.
Oh man.
You can get her too.
This is what makes me cringe.
Keep going, keep going.
Oh, I don't want to watch it.
Alright.
Oh man. Just prying that off with a snake hook. That is insane, man. Oh my god. I really want to know, like, are the teeth okay with this snake? Did it break any teeth from that? Is the jaw broken anyway? This is stuff that I don't know. I'm trying to throw any allegations here out there, but this stuff that I'm generally curious about because holy shit, I would never imagine trying to pry a snake, prying a snake off of me using a snake hook as almost like a crowbar like reflex. That's oh man, it makes me oof. Not fun. Sorry. Alright, so we're pretty much just ending it here. It ends in some blood. I'm probably actually not going to show this footage.
Yeah, please.
Because I do not want to get demonetized. So camera's off, video's over, and that's about it. That's pretty much the end of the video. Before we wrap it up, I just want to give my final thoughts on really quite a few things of this. You know, what I think about the video, and just a little bit about that we'll get into right now. So excuse you? Can't get a word in. It's just barks. Like, so to be honest, I'm a little conflicted on if I think this video should have been shared or not. On one hand, I do think it's a very good learning opportunity to really show that, really, you know, the well, what's the word? I'm going to choose my words carefully. Really just how serious retics should be taken. I've noticed a definitely rising trend as the ball python market kind of has reached this stagnant state where there's really, you know, you only put so many morphs into ball pythons, and of course the morphs coming out of retics are now just starting to trend. I've seen a larger trend of people becoming retic breeders and more of these animals being reproduced. These guys are definitely not like ball pythons. They produce much larger clutches than you would get out of a ball python. Way more, I would say, in the triple, not the triple digits, but you know, 3 times as more, even more. A lot of babies are coming out of these retics. And with that being said, you know, there are a lot more retics being flooded into the market, and with that, you know, people getting cute little snakes like, man, look at this thing, you know. I mean, tiger retics, beautiful golden tiger. There are a lot of morphs that are just stunning, and I can see this really being an impulse buy as people not really actually seeing what even if you're getting anything like a mainland, anything like a 15 to 18 foot snake, people not realizing just how serious this snake really becomes when it's an adult. With that being said, these snakes are also an animal that you need to read. I really do believe that this is not something that you can just go out on a whim and buy as an impulse, something with if you have little to no experience with snake behavior, understanding snake psychology. This is something where you really need to learn the behaviors of the animal. You really need to understand that body language in order for yourself to not get bitten by this. That I find that will really help people out when trying to understand the proper way to take retics out of their enclosures is, of course, a nerd. You know, big nerd fanboy here, big Kevin McCurley fan. You know what's going on. People make fun of me because, you know, I talk a lot about him, even on this channel or with friends. I really look up to the guy. I really look up to Nerd. I'm gonna actually link that video down there of, you know, their video after the Gianni bite, which of course was hilarious. Kevin actually took the time to make a video on how to properly handle these animals, which I thought was just pretty cool. But trying back to my train of thought, what I'm saying is this can be used as a good educational tool to show again how serious these animals are, and the fact that, you know, before you're thinking of picking up this small, you know, 18-inch beautiful snake, it will potentially get to this, of course, if it is a mainland, a 15 to 18 foot animal that should be taken very seriously. Something that I'd like to give a remark. I'm very glad that there were 2 people there. That situation could have ended a lot differently if there was only herself trying to get the snake off her, especially an 11-foot snake with the strength that they have. It definitely could have gone a different way. But now, while I do believe this could be used as a good educational tool and almost deter people that, you know, without having the proper experience should not get these snakes, at the same time, this is definitely can be used as ammunition from these popular groups such as PETA. You have these animal activist groups that are here to just pretty much strip away all our rights as animal keepers to keep these exotic animals. You can definitely use something like this to show how heartless and scary and unpredictable these retics are without knowing, you know, just from the general public, without knowing the animal behavior and the body language of this animal. You would think, you know, this animal came to say hi and all of a sudden it's struck and it's strangled. It's horrible. As you can see, you know, earlier in the video of what I'm saying, that's definitely not the case. There are definitely there are quite a few warning signs that this person should have taken into account before even lifting up the enclosure, let alone putting her hand near the animal's face. However, the general public is not going to see it as that. They're going to see it as this unpredictable, dangerous animal, and that is how legislations pass, and that is how we get our rights taken away as animal keepers, like myself in Maine, where I'm not able to enjoy any of the large constrictors, any of the large monitors, any crocodilians. I'm very closed in on really what I can own here. yeah, a little conflicted on either way how much this would, or really which side I really go here on the fence of this. I don't really understand why she posted the video. I'm assuming it is for use, as I said earlier, mentioned earlier, something as an educational tool, but at the same time, it is very strange to even take the time and make that, you know, Facebook thumbnail of the snake wrapped around that I showed. I think it's a little odd, you know, how intentional and how much forethought was in this before thinking, you know, really should I upload this, because it does not make the person look very good, and you know. So if there's two things that you should definitely take away from this video, you know, other than don't breed rats in the same room that you house snakes in, that would be number one, read the snake's body language and use your tools, people. When you're dealing with snakes that come with this size, with this amount of strength, you definitely want to have those tools ready and at your disposal. The tool is ready and at her disposal, she just did not use it. That's pretty much all I gotta say about this video. It's a little scary how much popularity this thing is getting. There's an ant on my light ring, which is why I looked over there. Little scary how popular this video is getting. I'm just waiting for a couple weeks for this to hit the news outlets of this video, and that is not going to be good for people, especially when you have laws. Of course, we're talking about in Florida, where these lawmakers were actually just passed, or these laws, or these bills, I would say, were just passed about taking away these large constrictors. Soon, only other states are going to follow. It's just a matter of time. And having footage of you opening an enclosure and a snake biting your hand is definitely great fuel and great ammunition for these groups to really drive that point that these animals should be taken away from us. I mean, these laws are trying to be passed every single year. Even just now, when they were talking about their second round of stimulus check, you can go into page, I don't know, it's like 1600, you know, way far in this huge bill. There was a part or a section out of it that was stating the prohibition of state line transferring, traveling from animals. Basically, you could not sell an animal out of state, could not travel out of state. These animal activists are trying to pull some sneaky stuff, and just using stuff like this are definitely going to use their advantage to drive that force that we should not own these animals. So really, I mean, the one big thing that you should take away from this entire experience, think about what you post online, people. I know, again, you know, this is educational, I kind of understand it, but at the same time, not a good look for us, man. This is it's not a good look. Think about what you post before you do it. I see way too many people, not even just this person, just way too many people posting just silly stuff online with their animals that they notice. These animal activist people, they're taking note, they're downloading these videos, they are saving this content, and they are going to use it against us. It's only a matter of time, guys. So police yourselves before it gets too out of hand, before these bills really start taking away. I mean, already you can see in these past 5 years, I mean, these people are making leeway. You can think Maine. Maine, man, my rights were taken away, god damn it. There's been quite a few states in these past 5 years that where our rights as animal keepers have been taken away, and it is only going to get worse. It's not going to go backwards. It's going to keep going forwards. And again, I'll drive it one more time, man. Think about what you post before you do it. Let's try to shine ourselves in a better light. Let's really gather ourselves as a community to make sure that us as reptile keepers are being shown in this positive light, that, you know, we're not these weirdos that are just keeping animals, but, you know, we really truly care about these animals. Not showing them in aquariums, not showing animals with ridiculously blown out sheds, and not showing animals that are latching onto for a feeding response. That is not the content, that is not the light we want to be shown in. Think about what you post, I guess, you know. Alright, that's gonna wrap it up. What do you guys think? I don't know. I probably won't do too many of these reaction videos. This is probably weird to edit and probably gonna take me a while, and it probably kind of looks like trash. Again, I apologize for the laptop video. Couldn't get OBS to work, couldn't get this video downloaded so I can edit through it. So yeah, it's probably a little trashy. Not that you saw any of my animals in this video, but we gotta do the outro anyway. If you want to see some more of my animals or my breeding frogs, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at DBCB Exotics. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day.